The sea has always been a source of mystery and wonder, but in Dredge, it's also a source of danger and peril. You play as a fisherman who sets out to make a living on the foggy waters of the sea, but soon discovers that there are things lurking in the depths that defy explanation. As you cast your line and reel in your catch, you'll uncover the secrets of the sea and come face to face with terrifying creatures that will test your skill and courage. So, if you're ready to take on the challenge and uncover the secrets of the sea, then Dredge is the game for you. Prepare to be immersed in a world of danger and adventure that will keep you coming back for more. Let's explore Dredge together, and if you like what you see at the end, like and subscribe for more. The objective of Dredge seems pretty simple. You're a fisherman, so you catch fish, sell them, and repeat, until a mysterious man asks you to collect some artifacts for him and outfits your ship with dredging equipment. From then on, it's dredge for materials to upgrade your ship and fish for money, so you can afford those upgrades, which include better fishing rods so you can fish different species, better engines, and crab pots so you can catch crabs and mark points of interest with your pots. I like that the materials you need for upgrades and research are fairly easy to come by, and there is not a lot of mindless grinding to endure. You set the pace of the game and not vice versa, a trait many games lack today. Especially indie games, they fall into this need to stand out too much, adding features left and right, making the game too convoluted and complicated instead of following the initial vision for the game. Dredge keeps it simple and effective. You'll fish and dredge day after day, and yes, on the surface the game seems like Fetch Quest the game, but as with the sea, it's much deeper than that. If you go out at night, panic will set in, and the Lovecraftian eldritch perils will be a much bigger threat than during the day. Rocks seemingly appearing out of nowhere, ghost ships and miasma, even huge monsters will stalk you throughout the night. But there's great profit in fishing at night, and if you want to catch all of the fish and fill in your Pokédex, you'll have to set out at night. And at the beginning of the game, the fear is real. After some engine and hull upgrades, I wasn't afraid to sail at night anymore, and I dock only to sell fish or upgrade my ship, or to repair it sometimes. But despite the fear being gone, I was still drawn to seemingly endless cycle of fishing, selling, and upgrading. The map is not the biggest, and there's 5 main islands. In the middle you have your main hub with 2 cities, and then there's some islands with points of interest in every corner of the map, where you'll meet some interesting characters and be able to progress the story and do quests so you can get the artifacts the collector needs, although I found myself just fishing for days. Even though I had more than enough money, I just wanted to catch new fish and their aberrations. Fishing may be simple, but it's also very addictive, and if you see green and gold light emanating from the fishing spot, go to that spot. You may just encounter a trophy or an aberration. You're limited by your inventory space, and to fit all of the fish you want, you'll need some Tetris skills, or if you ever play Diablo or similar games, you'll be right at home. All of the different species you catch will appear in Encyclopedia, which you can check to see what you're missing. You'll also come across some messages in the bottle, and reading those is very worth it. I honestly didn't think I'll be so enthralled with the game because on the surface it may seem boring to some people, but I started playing the game and found out hours passed by while I was fishing and solving other people's problems. I read all of the dialogue the game had to offer and was genuinely impressed with the story. I'm just going to talk about the premise here because I do not want to spoil anything. Everyone should be experienced the story of Dredge on their own. But let me say this, the story is conveyed brilliantly through dialogue and the world itself. The premise is very simple. You are a fisherman who just wrecked his ship. The mayor of the town you work for very generously provides one for you. You have to pay it off, but that happens very fast, and soon you'll catch your first mutated fish with a strange artifact inside of it. The collector will want that, and he'll also offer you a job of finding more artifacts for him, outfitting your ship with dredging equipment so you'll be able to dredge wrecks you find along the way. That's all I'm going to tell about the premise, because spoiling the story takes a lot of enjoyment from this game. I'll advise you to talk to every person and read every line of dialogue and read every description of items you find. Especially the artifacts you collect for the collector, those also give you some neat abilities after you deliver them. There's two different endings, but the second one is very easy to miss and you'll probably get the default one. The secret ending, referred to as good, is hidden pretty well, but it's well worth to try and get it. Both endings are more than worth it. I was really impressed by the story, and it's my favorite part of the game. I didn't expect the story to be so impactful. I can't say more without spoiling it, but storytelling is really good. Simple but effective, and the ending will give you something to think about even after you finish the game. The graphics are pretty simple but nice to look at. The art of the people you meet is very stylistic, other visuals are pretty minimalistic except for the fish you catch. Some mutations you'll catch are pretty wicked looking. Of course there's day and night cycle, and at night you'll be surrounded by fog. You'll have to keep the light on so the panic doesn't consume you, but during the day you'll be safe. Overall, the graphics of the game do their job, nothing too flashy, but very fitting to the game's atmosphere and story. What helps out a lot is the sound and music of the game. I love the sounds at night, whether it be the ghostly miasma whispering to you, filling you with panic and doubt, or the sound of your horn playing the same sequence you performed back to you to notify you where the ghostly ship you want and need to avoid is. There's some eerie sounds at night, but when the day comes it's also calming and peaceful, giving the game a nice contrast between day and night. The music itself is stellar, and the soundtrack again helps out with the atmosphere of the game. Nice calming music during the day and a haunting score in the night, along with different sound effects and music depending on where you are on the map, are all tying up the game very nicely. Dredge is one of those games people wouldn't think it's worth it by just looking at it. It most definitely is though, and when you start playing it, you'll have a very hard time of turning it off. While it seems as just a big fetch quest, it's much more than that. It's a great story, hauntingly beautiful score, and very addictive gameplay. Yes, the fisherman is all alone, despite the people you meet. When you go out on the open sea, it's just you and your thoughts, and it's up to you if the loneliness and panic will consume you. All in all, Dredge is a pleasant surprise, and I'd recommend anyone to play it and experience the world and story for themselves. Yes, there's some Lovecraftian eldritch horror elements, but even if you get scared easily, those elements aren't so bad, and when you get used and recognize the dangers at night, you'll be okay. This isn't a horror game, so don't let the fear prevent you from experiencing Dredge. This is a game that will make you think. If you liked the video, don't hesitate to like it, subscribe for more, and let me know your thoughts about the game in the comments below. Until next time, take care of yourselves and others. Goblin out.